And I know what you're thinking. Still have some days until we know what Evasion Plus is, but I still have to cover this other stuff that Global puts out just because, you know, I'm the news guy, so yeah, still gotta talk about it even if you guys are gonna skip it or not be interested in it. Still gotta talk about it in case some people are interested in it. So the top part, who cares? I mean, it's the card that no one cares about, and the upgrades are not good anyways, so they can delay until, you know, 2015. Who cares? No one's gonna use that card. Literally, no one's gonna use it. When you see it, you're gonna be like, yeah, I agree with you. So it's a pretty good step up and everything like that, but I've already gone through this step up on a video before. Just a few days ago with Brea, I believe I just did this exact step up and it really wasn't that special. It was just okay. And like, this curated thing is just too expensive. Like, the only reason why you'd ever get the curated thing is if you pull way too much, or you're chasing the unit to be like EX2, EX3, most likely EX3. Because I pulled on that and I only have 9 tickets, and you need 15 to summon for something, so it's a little expensive. And then the shop requires you to spend like, it's like 20 something, which is absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, but we have these 2 units here. She got an global upgrade, but only for her leader skill, but that's fine because her leader skill wouldn't have been very good anyways. Like, when she came out, I was like, oh, is this gonna be something special? Is this gonna be something new? Something interesting for Esper units? But it turned out it was nothing special. I can say that now. But she actually got something more. I didn't see this morale fill. So that's pretty decent, I guess. And her leader skill is ridiculously high, but only for certain characters. But at least there's support, and there's fire, and CW dark categories. So even if you're not an Esper unit, you still get the CW fire and CW dark, and they're adding more stuff to those guys. They're actually adding more stuff to that. So pretty good. I like that. So pretty good upgrade. She's already really strong, and she has an equipment that you can get that gives her even more stats. So her Brave Shift LB, of course, is where her strength is, but her base form is also pretty strong. And then we have Nelika here, who is just okay, I guess. Nothing too special, just okay. And we kind of care about that at this point, do we, right? We care about just okay stuff, right, when we know stuff is coming. So no one should be really pulling in Nelika, but maybe Roca, I don't know. Dark Visions is Dark Visions, and then the... those are tickets. I was like, what is that? I couldn't really make out what this was at the beginning because it's early in the morning. 50k Lapis, fine, whatever. Really, only whales are gonna get that. And here's this guy who they were teased on the live stream. So this is not a abandoned unit, thankfully, because when they said that he was featured, it said like featured unit. That really made me like, what? But no, he's free, technically, if you get the tickets. He's nothing special, but the Esper cooldown thing that he has is what you would bring him for. It boosts Esper damage on a cooldown, which is something only these units provide, these Dark Vision units. And I guess Dark Vision Abyss is just not coming to Global because I feel like, I guess it'd just be like a ranking nightmare for them because it's super competitive. Like, if you guys think Dark Vision's the Clash Wills is competitive, Dark Vision Abyss is like the next level of competitive. Like, it's super hard to get into a lot of the time, and then you have to beat some really hard bosses. So some of you may have wanted that, but I think it'd just be a ranking nightmare considering that they don't have a lot of staff left on FFBE Global. They're closing down, you know, languages and things like that, so you can already tell they're kind of understaffed here. But yeah, there's nothing special with this. I don't know why this is here, but okay. Here's that wand or rod for her, so she gets 1,000 flat magic, and then she gets some. I didn't remember this other thing here, but this is pretty good too. This definitely helps her out. Pretty good. And then Tidus is getting crowns, and also Fina's getting crowns, or they're. I don't even remember anymore if she already got them on Global or not. I'm not really paying attention to that, but Tidus getting crowns is pretty good. He also gets a leader skill down the line, and we know now, what we'll be talking about soon, is that we will be getting those legacy leader skills. So that's good at least. We have this guy who, kind of a quiet addition to JP. It's a decent accessory. And the boss really isn't that hard, but there are some missions. You have to beat it with like every element. Not in the same battle, but like you have to beat them over and over and over again with different elements, I believe is what the thing here is. So there's that. A little bit of allergies this morning, sorry about that. More story. I know some people were saying, where's the next story? Well, here it is. Next story. And they're kind of being slow on releases on JP for story as well. That's why you may be finding out why is there no more story editions. It's been a while. Because there's been slowing down on JP's story. So that's the reason why. And here's her vision card, which I'm almost close to getting on JP. Only a few more days and I'll be able to have this on JP, which is it's a pretty decent vision card. But I like the artwork a lot more than the card itself, but it's still a good vision card. And she'll love it. 650 flat attack and magic, but only for herself basically, or other characters. And I don't think even Tsukiko would like this over like the paid cards or the step up card that you can get with that a while back. I'm not sure, but it has more stats on it. And here's this upgrade. It's trash. The only thing that got upgraded on it is the stats. So this is why I was like, this is normally something you would complain about. Oh, why are they delaying this? But like, you can see why no one should care about this card. Like it's worthless. And then we have this card with nice Tsukiko artwork, but the card itself isn't really that special. When I saw it, I was like, is that it? We're going into an age where like this is not good enough. Like there's some killers there, but it's like at least those all four of those are kind of hard to build for. Like all four of those are a little more rare to build. Insect may be a little easier to build nowadays. Inreaver may be a little bit easier, but Avian and Stone definitely not so much. Stone is a little expensive with ST Mars and things like that, but it's a decent card. But do we care about decent cards at this point in the game when we know what's coming? We know what's what's happening. It's just not good enough. It's bland to me. So here's this ticket, and we can get Olive. There's Olive in there. So there is also Lady Chantoto, who I'd like to have. Tivitz and Ish for their field effect is decent. This is, hopefully you don't get him. Unless you want his STMR. Who cares about the 5-star stuff? But it's actually not terrible. So because there are some summons in here that are really terrible, and you don't want to get them, and you'll get them anyways, most likely. But they're not these are not terrible options. Like there could be worse. The curated pool that only whales will get to, because I've just tested it out. I told you guys I pulled. I only got 9 tickets doing the pulls that I did, and I did quite a bit of pulls. So this is really only for whales or people who are going super hard in the banner. So I wouldn't even worry about this. And you can only summon. It's a summon. It's not something you can pick. So you could get Renoa, or the Dark Fina, and you don't really want those. You want the other 3, I guess. And Tidus is getting okay. So Fina did get new crowns for Fina, and her cooldown gets upgraded, so it's decent. And also she gets the 100% amp for 1 ally, which will eventually be 100% amp for 3 turns for 1 ally, which is decent. And then Tidus gets some upgrades like 150% amp, and then some other things like some upgrades on his LB, I believe. So yeah, he'll eventually get a new leader skill too, for I think it's water. This is something exclusive for global. They're upgrading this safer Sephiroth boss battle, and I'm interested to see if it's hard or not, or you just one-shot it. Probably one-shot it, but we'll see. We'll see if it's up. We'll see if it's up to snuff here. And then what you get is some stats. Some killers. It looks like, yeah. So this is not too bad. Or Clash Wills units. Okay. Or Clash Wills category units. Okay. So this is actually pretty good because now you can use it on Clash Wills units too. Pretty good. Not the worst thing in the world. Pretty good. Cloud gets his leader skill. And this is what everybody was looking for. Because now you don't have to use Zac for a 500% leader skill. And also for Sephiroth, you could use him instead of, if you don't have Deoxys, you have him for dark leader skills. And like I said, they're adding more characters to these leader skills. New categories. So they're getting this, and then CW Fire, Rain should have already been on this, but he's now on it. Lara Croft, they remembered Lara Croft. Okay, that's pretty decent. Because remember, she still has 90% breaks. So under a CW Fire leader skill, she might actually do. She'll probably still do the weakest damage on your team, but she'll be under a leader skill. So there's that. And then there's some CW Fire. So Blades of Vengeance Ibarra is under that now, and Melissa's under that. She doesn't really need a leader skill, but still. And then I forgot they added a lot of stuff for Espers. So there's a lot of new Esper stuff coming. So make sure you go check that out. And then this is coming to global, so you can exchange these shard things here, or remnants, for a full crown. So it's an option for people who don't have a lot of crowns and you have a backlog of crowns you want to do. There you go. Now you have an option for that. And there's a shop here, and of course she's not premium. The Nelica, she's not premium. So not much to talk about in here. Her fragments are here, but who's gonna pull for her? Seriously. And then obviously her fragments are not in here because she's a premium unit. But I like Roca. On JP I showed her off. She's very powerful, but it's just like, I'm thinking the same thing you guys are at this point, and I brought it up. Like, they can buff these units up tremendously, but it's just like, we know what's coming in a few months on global. So it's a tough situation to be in, because if you're a competitive person and you want to pull units for dark visions and stuff, this is the unit to pull for. But in the long term, is it worth pulling for any of these units? That's for us all to decide here at 30 Shard Meme. So let me know you guys' thoughts on this. I know most of you guys are gonna say skip because now we know what's coming, but at the same time, let's just try to be calm about this. Try to be fair about this, and we'll see what happens. We'll see if every unit gets buffed from here on out, or if it's just premium units still that get buffed. We'll have to see. If you're still pulling for Abrea, maybe you'll just do that instead. I don't know. Maybe just not pull it all, just save your Lapis and have like 200k Lapis or something, and when Division Plus comes out, maybe. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Appreciate you always. Shout out to everybody who helped me in my Discord. Just wanted to do a shout out. I made a special title for them already, but I needed some help with some financial things during the weekend because I had some issues, and some people helped me out. So big shout out to them. They know who they are. Thank you very much. Alright, see you in the next video. Peace.